Matt the Handy Contractor here. In this video, we're going to be going over how to make a Greenfield whip. A Greenfield whip is great for many applications. You use it anytime that you are like in a remodel situation where you cannot use conduit. Today we're going to need about a 3-foot whip. We're going from a switch to a light in a closet. I'm going to be using some 3/8 Greenfield. I'm going to be using 3/8 Greenfield connectors. I'm also going to be using the short protectors. The tools that I'm going to need a pair of strippers. I'm going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to need some tape, and most important, some side cutting pliers. The wire we're going to use is for a 15 amp circuit. So we're going to be using 14 gauge black, 14 gauge green, and 14 gauge white. This is a very simple task, so it's only going to be a 1 beer job. Damn it! Let's get to work. I'm going to start off by getting 3 feet of my 3/8 Greenfield. I'm going to go 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. I'm going to break it right where I had my mark at there. Just push it together and it'll actually break. This is if you don't have an expensive cutter or anything else. Then you give it a little twist. It'll open up a little bit and you can get your side cutting pliers in there. Now if you can't cut all the way through, it's a little difficult sometimes. Just scoring it like that and giving it a little bend back and forth will usually do the trick. All right, so I have a 3-foot piece. However, look how jacked up my ends are. There's no way you're gonna get any wire through there with ends all jacked up like that. So the first thing you gotta do is fix your ends, and I use my side cutting pliers to do it. Bend everything the way you want it, turn things in, give it a little pinch. Now if you look at that, it's already looking a little bit nicer. Sometimes you just got to make sure you just got every little inch taken care of. And I do that to both sides. This side I feel is too far gone. You can see where it just twisted up like that. So I'm going to like twist a little bit off and I'm going to cut that piece out of there. And then I'm going to kind of start over in a way. Again, I can't quite cut through it with this. So I score it real nice and I can just bend it back and forth. It'll break. Now this particular one is going inside, so I pound on it a little bit. Sometimes I even push it in there a little. There you go. Pretty clean. The next thing I'm going to do before I do anything is get my wire. I want to make sure that's 3 feet. I want to make sure I have at least 4 feet of wire. I'm going to use the 14 gauge white, black, and green. The green is necessary because it is your ground. It doesn't make anything work or not work, but code says you need a green ground in any flexible conduit, so that's what you got to do. Here's about 4.5 feet. I'm going to cut them. This is another important point that I'm going to make. A lot of people take their wires like this, throw a piece of tape on, and think that they're going to be able to push it through any length of Greenfield. That never works. You always end up hitting a wire gets hooked on somewhere. This is only 3 feet, but if you were doing, for instance, 10 feet, there's no way that that's going to happen. This is solid wire, not stranded, so you can actually push it pretty well through if you make a good enough head. What I like to do is bend my tip over. I'll use, like, let's say the green, squeeze it down real nice. And then what you're gonna do is your wires are gonna meet it. They're not gonna go past it and make it thick. It's gonna be a nice tapered entrance. Put it on, get it nice and tight, 2, 3, 4 wraps, whatever you think it's gonna take. Nice, it's important to pull the tape as you go along as well. Give it a nice yank. And I don't always cut the head off, so I'll put a little flag on there. This situation, it won't hurt. And what I'm gonna do, simply push my wire through. If you have the right head, it'll go through no problem. Then the next step is you want to take your little plastic spark arrestor deals here, put them in. These prevent like shorts and stuff from this jagged metal. You definitely don't want that jagged metal coming in contact with your wires. So after you get those two in, all you're really doing is now putting your Greenfield connectors on. And the way to do that, so just pop them in. Grab your Phillips screwdriver, tighten it down. Actually, sometimes you even have to go and use your flathead screwdriver to get a couple extra turns on it. Okay, now that's on solid. So basically what this is going to do is you unscrew this 1/2 inch or 3/8, it's actually a 1/2 inch lock nut. This is 3/8 stuff. And this goes into a box, and this tightens it and holds it to that box. All right, just get my other whip on. Or my other Greenfield connector rather on to complete the whip. I'm just going to use my regular screwdriver with this one. When you get it tightened all the way and it won't come off anymore, you know you're good. Okay, it's nice and tight. And here you go. So now you could have a switch and a light up as like what we're doing in a closet. There's going to be a box here and a box here, and these attached to it. That's all you got to do to make a Greenfield whip. Well, due to the heat, I'm going to have to readjust my beer score from a 1 beer job to a 2 beer job. It's a little warm out here today. So let's get started. Okay, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Wow, damn it!